You know what it is right here. LA Eyekon, Eyekon TV. Shout out to everyone watching. Shout out to my sponsors, as you know. Shout out to Royalty Honey. Have you ever tried a honey pack before, fool?
Never.
Are you open to trying it?
Hell yeah.
Your girl is in attendance, so I apologize in advance for whatever happens. But yeah, shout out to Royalty Honey. Make sure you guys check the link in the description. Use code Eyekon for 20% off your next intimate moment. As you know, I'm sponsored by Cookies and Vibes. And I know a professional athlete may not consume drugs like,
oh hell yeah.
but that's a fire ass backpack with a gang of merch and other accessories that you can give to your pals.
Yeah. Thank you, bro. I really appreciate it.
Don't even trip. And you guys can go to cookiessf.com. Use code Eyekon, I think, for a discount. 20% off of all your Cookies merch. And please make sure you guys check out Cookies Melrose and Cookies Maywood for all your fire needs. And of course, as you can see, Shaka everything except for the Jordan 1s. Right here, I got the new Essentials hoodie for you, brother, in black.
Yeah.
There you go, right there. That I'm not even sure if they're selling that yet, but you got it, so you don't got to worry about it.
Can I put it on right now?
Do whatever you want to do, brother. Shout out to Shaka. You guys already know Shaka Khan. Use code Eyekon20 for 20% off all of your streetwear essentials at shakawear.com. And I met Tony through my good pal Tony and Mike over at Sparstar MMA. So make sure you guys check out Sparstar MMA. They throw monthly or bi-monthly fights at the Commerce Casino. You could catch me ringside.
Let's go.
No discount code. Use code Eyekon for 0% off your tickets.
Get tickets off me.
You're putting it on backwards. Yeah, get your tickets off of this one.
I'm retarded.
No, I'm just highly observative. You're good. Down ass.
Low-key cold as
You're just anemic after your fight.
I think I am anemic though, for real. I might be.
So I saw this fool fight. What was it, last week?
Yep.
Like literally like 7 days ago or some shit. 6 days ago. And you were fighting an opponent that was significantly taller. And no offense, more ripped than you. That fool had like a full ass 8-pack. I was like, damn. Tony's in for a doozy.
A lot of black fools have 8-packs. They're just naturally ripped.
That's pretty valid. And you beat him in what, 45 seconds maybe or less?
Yup.
What did you, was it what kind of choke was it? It was a choke, right?
A guillotine.
So like this?
Yeah.
So you had that fool in a headlock and he tapped.
Yup.
Is it because he tried to do a takedown and he just slipped?
Nah, I took his ass down, and then when I was on top of him, I just snatched up his neck real quick. Started choking his ass out. I was about to break his neck. Hey, if the ref didn't stop, I would have broke his neck for sure.
Honestly, after that, after the fight got called and, you know, he tapped and shit like that, you try to be a good sport and be like, yeah, man, good fight. And he just walked up to you and looked down on you like if he was going to beat you up. But, I mean, the fact of the matter is he just got slapped, technically.
He couldn't.
He could not.
He was thinking about it, but he's like...
He had already suffered defeat.
Yeah.
That sucked. I felt bad for that fool because he looked so pressed.
He was mad.
And then they caused a commotion after, right?
Yeah.
Slightly, low key.
His girl tried to get all crazy, and then my girl got all up in her grill, and then they just kicked him out.
Would she have also got choked out?
My girl probably would have, to be honest. She's crazy.
I'm not saying that that's what we want to happen. I'm just saying speculatively what may have also happened.
Oh, Royal Rumble in the cage.
That would have been nasty work.
And then in the crowd too?
Well, I'm on the other side of the barrier next to the cage, so I don't know. It would have been lit. Nah, I had my son with me. I would have just protected my little baby from the chaos.
I forgot that I had my son with me. But
yeah, so let's take it all the way back to the beginning, my brother. For the people that don't know you, introduce yourself and tell them where you're from.
Tony Cortez, from Corona, California.
What was it like growing up in Corona?
It was cool.
Is that where you grew up?
I moved there when I was like 10 years old.
Well, where'd you live before that?
I lived in Wilmington.
That's right, that's right.
Yeah.
The east, the west, or the north?
The west.
That's right.
Yeah, I lived right there.
Shout out to everyone from the harbor area.
Yep. And then I moved to Corona and just get away from everything. And then that's when I started training and stuff. But then I got in trouble in Corona too.
Talk to me about growing up in Corona, because from 0 to 10, I can't imagine you doing anything that bad. You know what I'm saying? So when your parents moved you to when all of your family moved to Corona, what was it like growing up for you there?
It was cool in the beginning. It was cool. My mom was just like, she always had me like she was crazy. She never let me do nothing. So then when I got older, like 14, 15, I started like, I would act like a good kid. But then like when I was away, I was doing my shit.
That's right.
Like I would act like I didn't know nothing. Like, oh, what is that? What is that? But then I knew everything. I knew exactly what it was.
Let me ask you this. At what age were you when your dad went to the joint?
I think he went in when I was like, he went in a bunch of times. I was like 8 to 16, and then he was out for a little bit. I saw him when I was 16, and then he went back in, and he got out like, he went back in when I was 16, the same year, and then he got out when I was 22.
So recently, he's fresh out.
Like a year.
Time. Did you have correspondence? Like, did you chop it up with your dad while he was down, or?
We would talk sometimes. Like he would call, and then we'd talk here and there. But
your mom moved on with her life, or she waited for that fool?
Nah, my mom moved on. He already had like his own wife and everything.
Oh, I understand. Okay.
Well, my mom's gangster too. My mom grew up in the same area as my dad.
No, yeah. Well, they were together, so I'm sure.
Yeah.
She was with it too, to be with a gentleman like your father.
Yeah.
Shout out to your dad.
Yeah. My dad's crazy.
So then, okay, so you're growing up right there. You're acting like a good boy, but low key, you're with the shits. How did you start getting in trouble?
It was so I was in wrestling, and then once wrestling ended, it was like I didn't really have nothing to like look forward to no more.
Yeah, you weren't busy anymore.
Exactly.
You had time.
So then I started kicking it with the homies and stuff. And then from there, I just fell in love with like doing bad shit.
I get it.
Yeah. And then I got deep into like the fake perk 30s. And I was like deep into fentanyl for like 17 to like 20.
You're so lucky you're alive, fool. Respectfully.
Yeah.
I don't even mean that like joking. Like, I got homies that lost their children that are like, should be your age, to literally that.
A lot of my homies passed away, like 6 of them, and then my younger brother too.
God damn. Rest in peace to your brother, man.
Yeah, RP.
Is that why you stopped when your brother passed?
I had stopped before, just cause like I saw a lot of my homies pass, and then another one of my friends got life in prison from it, but he wasn't even like bad like that. They just put it on him to like get somebody, and then I was like, shit, like I want to start fighting. Like, I'm not trying to spend the rest of my life in prison. I'm not trying to die. And then that's when I quit everything cold turkey.
How was that?
Sweating, fucking cold, hot, like panic attack. And I went through it bad.
I bet.
For a cool minute.
That must have been crazy. And so what? Did all your homies kind of like judge you, or were they around with you right there? Like, how did that go?
All my friends were happy for me that I was getting out of like that lifestyle, but I separated myself like completely. It's just stopped talking to everybody.
From that group.
And for like 2 years, I was just by myself.
Grinding it out, I'm assuming.
Training, that was it. But it was hard though mentally, because I feel like the drugs me up, and I had got jumped too. Like they stomped me out really bad. The whole side of my head was like swollen, and I looked really bad.
Why they pack you out, respectfully?
I just got in a fight after a party.
Oh, it was just some party drunk shit, probably.
Yeah, so I got in a fight, and I was this fool up. I slammed him on his head, and I was socking him out, and then they just hit me from the side. Boom!
And then
knocked me down, and then they just stomped me out, and I was up. And then but ever since then, I don't know if it was that or like the drugs, but I was really paranoid, like bad.
Well, you got PTSD. It's normal.
Yeah, but like bad though. Like a car will pass by my house and I'll like run up to the window, like see who it was. Like I don't know. I always thought somebody was out to get me, you know. So I had to kind of get out of that mindset, and that shit was really hard.
I could imagine. Paranoia, baby.
Yeah, it was bad. It was really bad. I couldn't trust my own family, like my mom, nobody. I thought everybody was trying to kill me. I think I was kind of like going through like a psychosis, kind of like.
It sounds pretty vicious, fool. I'm not gonna lie.
It was crazy.
And then the thing is you just got done kicking pills, so you definitely didn't want to go take some antidepressants, or did you?
Nah, hell no.
Yeah, see? Well, that's kind of good that you didn't, because I would have just been swapping one for the other, you know what I'm saying? Type shit.
Yeah,
then you would have been
everything.
zannied out instead of perked out, you know what I'm saying?
Wake up in jail and shit, huh?
That's bad.
Yeah.
Ugh, my boy was at the window tripping. That's fire. It's not fire, but that's crazy.
Nah, hell no. But I was doing everything though, like acid.
Oh, you're tripping.
Everything I could get, anything I could get my hands on, I would get bad.
Let me ask you this, because since you wrestled already during high school, what made you want to wrestle instead of play baseball or something like that? You know what I'm saying?
I started fighting when I was 10, and then I saw like
Fighting as in what, boxing or mixed martial arts?
MMA.
Okay.
I'm like one of the first generations that like did straight MMA, like full like kickboxing, wrestling, jiu-jitsu, everything. I'm one of the first ones.
So then it was natural for you to go wrestle at high school.
Yeah.
Easy.
Because I wanted to be good at fighting, and I didn't want fools to like
Beat your
just
ass.
be able to take me down and like hold me and stuff. So I was like, I'm gonna get good at wrestling so that I could defend that, and then I could fight on the feet. And if I got to take them down, I could take them down too and beat them up on the floor too. So that's why I did it. But I was one of the first ones. I used to see Raul Rojas when I was a kid. Like we would all be fighting in the same day. I saw his brothers fight.
I see what you're saying. You guys are from the same class, basically.
Exactly.
Fire.
We grew up around each other.
Was it crazy to see his success?
Yeah, he's always been like that though since we were little. Like he would beat everybody's ass. He won every belt. Like him and his brothers. I wanted to fight his older brother, but I never did. I wasn't as good as them when I was younger, but now I feel like I'll beat Raul Rosas. Straight up.
That's fire.
Yeah.
So then, during high school, were you like the CIF national?
Yeah.
Fire. So you were the national champ.
Yeah.
That's tight.
I was good. I went to state 2 years in a row, and then I was like number 6 in the state. And my senior year, I got hurt though. Popped my collarbone out, and then ever since then, that's when everything just went downhill.
Did they prescribe you perks? And that's when it started?
Nah, hell no.
Type shit?
Hell no. I think like Corona just got flooded with perks. But I started off with Norcos. Like the Norcos, because the homie's grandma would get Norcos, and then we would just take her shit. And then we'll get high, like off weed, and then take the Norcos and mix it. And I'll be on a sick one.
So why didn't you fight after your injury? Or at least why didn't you go train from after your injury up until you decided to go back?
I don't know. I think COVID happened.
That's valid.
There was nothing going on at that time.
Yeah, no one's opening their fucking gym for you fools to go spread it.
Nope. So we were just like nothing to do. So we were just driving around. You know how it is.
Just doing whatever. I get it. Because in COVID, I ran wild too. Not on drugs, but like I ran around the country. That shit was lit. Super cheap too. But yeah, so then you started training again. And then how did you get involved with a fight league? And how do you find a fight league? Or does your sensei know? Or like, how does that go? You know what I'm saying?
So I started training with Bobby Green.
I'm familiar with the name.
I started training with Bobby Green. I met him at the UFC gym in Corona. And then he's like, I f*** your style and stuff. But I was still like, I would train throughout the week. And then during the weekends, I would get f***ed. So then I was still kind of doing bad. And then I went home and I asked my mom for help to like help me get off of drugs. So then I went to her house, and she lived in Victorville. So then I started training with Joe Daddy Stevenson, and then started training there. He saw that I was good, and then he just got me my first fight in Arkansas. He asked me, he's like, "You want to fight?" And I was like, "Hell yeah, I want to fight." A couple weeks later, I went out to fight in Arkansas. I had my first fight, and I choked that fool out. And then that's when it just started right there. And then I met Tony Padilla because they had a guy fighting for a belt, and one of the guys pulled out, and they were like, "You want to step in and fight this fool?" And I was like, "Hell yeah." So I took a fight on short notice against, like, he was like their star, and then I beat their star, and then
Tony's star.
Yeah, and then I became the star of the show.
How difficult was it to beat their guy?
It wasn't that hard. Shit, the fight's on YouTube. It was me versus Christian DeGuerro, and he's still, like, I think he's the champ right now of Sparstar, but amateur. And then I already went pro. I'm already 4-0 as a pro, so I just took off on everybody. I rose way faster.
How many fights did you have in the amateurs?
I had 8.
That's it. Did you become an amateur champion or anything like that?
Yeah, I was the California state champion, the Sparstar champion, EFL champion.
What's the EFL?
EFL is 8-fight league. 8-fight league. I met Michael Franzese.
Oh yeah, of course.
He promoted one of my fights.
That's fire. You're talking about the mobster.
Yeah. I went on his podcast too and everything.
That's one of the boss's sons, fool.
Yeah, that fool's tight.
Or is he the boss?
I think at one point he was a boss.
He's the one that did the gas station scam, right? And made $1 gazillion.
Yeah.
Down ass fool. And you went on his pod.
Yeah.
Which is where? In New York or some shit?
Nah, he lives in
I'll take it out.
Yeah.
It's not live, so yeah.
For sure.
Well, at least now I know that fool.
Yeah.
Fire shit. No, that's tight. All right. Well, shit. And then, so, do you fight anywhere else besides Sparstar, or how does that take place?
Yeah, I fight for Combate Global. It's a big show in, like, South America, but we fight in Miami.
Is that Tony's too, Loki?
He's the director of the promotion.
Sick ass fool. Down ass fool. Fuck Tony, big dog.
I was tapped in.
That was tapped in. As soon as you said Miami, I instantly knew that was also part of his shit.
Yeah.
Because he'd be telling me, like, yeah, I got to go to Miami, fool. 5-hour flight, G. That shit's whack sometimes.
I love it out there, though. I love Miami.
It's hot, fool.
It's hot.
I've been there, I don't know, 10 times. Super hot. In the summer, disgusting. Have you been there in the summer?
Yeah.
Horrible.
Yeah, it's hot, but I like the culture out there. I like it. I feel like there's
partying
more
culture.
No, like just like so Spanish. You know, like everywhere you go, everybody speaks Spanish. The food. Everything.
What nationality are you?
I'm Salvadoran and Mexican.
They're mostly Puerto Rican and Cuban there, and Dominican.
Yeah.
So they see you like a super outsider. Just so you know.
I don't care, but like out here, I feel like a lot of people, like sometimes like Hispanics don't want to speak Spanish, like they're embarrassed or something. Out there, it's like cool.
No, you're speaking Spanish, and if you claim to be Latino and you don't, it's all bad for you, pal.
Yeah.
Well, not that bad, but like definitely.
It's hard to get around. Yeah. You gotta speak Spanish.
It's nice though. Overall, like South Beach, the whole Miami Beach, that shit's fire.
Yeah, I would love to live out there. I like it more than out here, to be honest. But I don't know, though, because I never experienced, like, a hurricane or none of that shit.
We got earthquakes, so you'll be all right here.
I don't know. Hurricanes look scary.
I wouldn't want to be in any type of water-based disaster.
Why, you can't swim or what?
I could swim, and if not, I could float. You know what I'm saying? But, nah, yeah, I'd rather just stand right there next to the frame and just wait for the shit to stop shaking, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I feel like I'm just used to it out here. It's cool to, like, go see something different. Like, there's just, like, iguanas everywhere.
That's a trip, yep. Where else have you been in the world?
I've been to Peru.
Peru's? I've never been to Peru, so that's probably fire.
Peru's tight.
You been to Puerto Rico?
No.
Puerto Rico is like iguanas and frogs. Like you can hear frogs kind of everywhere.
Damn.
It's like they're not ribbit. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
it's like a particular cookie. It's like a weird sound. I don't know what to tell you, but it's like kind of tight.
How'd you like it out there?
I had an amazing time. I'd only been there once, but I was there for like a week.
Mm-hmm.
The shots were like 25. I don't know, fool. I don't know if they were just showing me love because I told someone else, like, yeah, fool, the shots were like 25, 50 cents. So the fire. And they're like, fine. I was just there and the shots were expensive. I was like, psh, I don't know, fool. But when I went, it was a cheap, fun time.
Hell yeah. When I went to El Salvador too, it was like that out there. You could eat for like $1. I was like, damn, I'm rich out here. I felt wealthy.
Right.
Yeah.
You been to Mexico?
I've been to Mexico.
Like where?
I went to Guanajuato.
I haven't been to Guanajuato. That's probably tight.
That shit was tight.
Like super tight.
Yeah.
Cause
it's like little Europe.
I was gonna say it's not like a touristy like maybe Cancun or Cabo. That's more like your family's there or some shit. And you're visiting your family.
They got like a tourist spot. They got like mummies and shit. Yeah. If you go to like the capital, that's just pretty tight. It's cool.
Cause I've been to like Mexico City, Guadalajara, Sonora. I've been to a lot of Culiacan, shit like that.
I heard Mexico City's a shit.
That shit's fire, fool. And then they got the pyramids. If you go out a little further, it's pretty lit.
I'm taking my girl out there, Mexico City.
Easy trip. Fly out of TJ. It's cheaper.
I heard, yeah.
Significantly cheaper.
Yeah.
And if you don't want to go through the whole bullshit of crossing the border, you could do CBX, and it's like a $40 fee. So you park your car on this side, you go through. On our side, you walk through, and it's like a little bridge straight to the airport. So you go through our customs right there, and then you're right there.
How much would you say a flight is? Like what?
Off the top of my head, I couldn't say, but maybe like $300, normal shit. It's light.
Like each person?
Round trip.
Okay. That's not bad at all.
Could be worse.
Yeah.
But I could be wrong. Maybe you could look and that shit's gonna be $200 tomorrow or 100. I have no idea. You know what I'm saying? I haven't gone in a while, but
yeah.
When I went, it was super lit.
You gotta plan it out like a long time before to get that shit cheap.
Sometimes. I don't know. It's not necessarily a touristy destination where like you can't go during March because spring break prices are, you know what I'm saying, type shit. So I don't know.
That makes sense.
But yeah, so who's in your amateurs? Who was a fighter? Were you undefeated? Well, who gave you the hardest time when you were in your amateur fights?
I fought this like Korean dude. His name was like Jang Chu or some shit.
That fool gave you the business?
That fool was like 6'3".
Oh shit.
Yeah, he was a big ass dude.
And how'd you beat that fool?
I just kept taking him down.
That's like the move, huh? Kind of.
Yeah, I got knockouts too, but during that time, I don't know. I just had a bad weight cut. My head was hurting every time he hit me. I'm just keep taking him down.
It worked.
Yeah,
that's all that counts. And then as a pro, who was giving you some trouble?
Nobody. All my fights been easy. Well, I made it look easy.
Are they all finishes, or are they any of them gone to the cards?
No, all finishes.
Well, there's that. All in the first round?
One of them was in the second round, like the first minute of the second round.
Knockout or submission?
I dropped him on the feet, I knocked him down, and then I choked him out. So,
would you say most of your finishes are with a choke?
Yeah.
Can't be mad at that.
I got like 4 knockouts. I got the fastest knockout in California.
As of when?
6 seconds. It was 2022. I knocked him out in 6 seconds.
Is that on Sparstar?
Yeah.
It's on YouTube then?
Yeah.
Fire.
6 seconds, and then I got a crazy ass elbow knockout too recently, last August, in like a minute.
Here?
No, in Miami.
I was gonna say I would have saw you here last year.
Yeah, I was in Miami. That shit was crazy too.
How did you perform that? Was it like in a combination, or were you on top of that fool and you elbowed him? Like, how did that go?
I just ducked one of his punches. I elbowed him in the face, and he just dropped.
And what made you do an elbow versus a normal hook or something?
I don't know. I just took an elbow. It is
what it is.
Yeah. I just saw it. I just took it. So.
And you want to sleep?
Yeah. It was bad. That fool was out for a cool minute.
Do you ever worry for fools that are unconscious for a long time?
Hell no.
Scatless ass fool.
I want to be the first person to put somebody away for good in the UFC. So all these motherfuckers would be scared of me.
That's fucking. You can't say that type of shit, dude.
I want to kill that fool. Straight up.
Damn. What happens in the event that you murder someone in the ring in combat?
That's what we signed the contract. If you die, you die. You can't sue, nothing.
But I mean, what does that do for your career? I'm pretty sure at that point, no one's going to want to fight you, and then that's going to affect you financially, wouldn't you say?
And well, if they don't want to fight me, then those fools are bitches. They're supposed to be fighters.
Can't be mad at that mentality.
That's what we signed up for. If there was a guy out there and he killed somebody in a fight, that's the person I would want to fight.
I had to look up to see if your girl looked at you when you said that shit right now.
I'm serious. I want to fight the best, scariest dudes.
What weight class are you technically?
145, 155.
So who's in that weight class in the UFC?
Toporia's the champ at 145. 155 is like Islam Makhachev, Dustin Poirier.
That's a pretty vicious class right there.
Let's do it. I don't care. I'll fight anybody.
Islam,
anytime.
what's that fool's fight style? Takedown? Takedown.
I don't like how the Russians fight. Those fools are boring.
Those are takedown.
Yeah, they just hold you though. They don't even like. Well, they hit you too, but it's boring though. I like knockouts. I like some scary shit.
Who influenced you in the beginning? What fighters influenced you in the beginning? Like
Chuck Liddell.
Down ass fool.
Yeah, he's crazy. All the old fighters like Tito Ortiz, Rampage Jackson. Who else? Vanderlei Silva, Vitor Belfort.
I feel it. And who would you say still influences you to this day? Like you see them and you're like, damn.
Mike Tyson. I like Mike Tyson.
That's a merciless gentleman.
Yeah, I like his attitude when it comes to fighting.
Kill everything.
Yeah.
Kill them all.
That's how I feel though. I feel him when he talks and shit.
I feel it.
Yeah. I've done the same stuff as him, like ayahuasca, like DMT and stuff. And I did it before him too.
What's it like doing DMT? I've never done DMT.
That's what helped me get off like drugs. That's what helped me get out of my paranoia. It changed my life completely.
When you smoked it, I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm.
When you smoked it, did you just see colors, or did you go to a different dimension and live a whole life or some shit?
Nah, that didn't happen to me. I just saw like, honestly, I fell. I could see like a bright light, and then like it looked like people were like taking pictures of me and stuff, like a lot of pictures, and then I could hear like an airplane, and then it was like my whole future changed. Like it changed my whole future for me. Like it was showing me what was gonna happen. I was gonna be famous, I'm gonna be a fighter, all those things. And I got up and I could stare directly into the sun. Like I could literally stare at the sun and look like it's crazy.
Where were you when you smoked this shit?
I can't say.
Really?
Yeah.
You like serious?
I did ayahuasca. When I did ayahuasca, I did it in Iquitos in the Amazon.
That's fire.
Yeah, it was cool.
What part of the Amazon is Peru or something? Or I don't get it.
The Amazon in Peru.
Oh shit. The Amazon is in Peru or the jungle in Peru? Because I don't know where the technical Amazon is.
The Amazon is like, it's like a river, but it's part of like Peru, Brazil. But I was in the part of Peru, and I went to a retreat for ayahuasca because I was like kind of messed up in my head. And then that was like the last
with the paranoia shit.
Yeah, that was my last straw. Like this, I was like, this shit don't help me. I'm done for it.
Well, yeah, because everyone says it's hella therapeutic.
It changed my life. That's when I started fighting. I went from being a drug addict, and then I always had like that dream in my head of being a fighter. And then when I did the ayahuasca, that's what helped me actually make it like a reality. And when I came back a couple months later, is when I won my first belt. And I just started fighting ever since then.
That's pretty fire. How would you, well, damn. So what made you not want to continue fighting after wrestling, after the injury?
I don't know. I always had low self-esteem. Like I always
But you
fucking.
were winning.
I was winning, but I could be better though. Like I never thought I could be number one. I was like, I'm just like here. When it would come to that situation where it was time to compete for number one, I would just shit the bed and I get all scared and shit. But then now it's like when I get in there, it's kill or be killed, and I ain't dying no time soon. That's my mindset now. Where I'm gonna get this shit or I'm gonna die, and I'm not scared to die. So you got a problem.
I feel it. How would you describe your style if someone were to see it? Because obviously I just saw you choke someone out. Would you say you're more of a submission artist? Would you say you're a knockout artist? What would you call it?
I could do it all. I got good striking, I got good boxing, I got good wrestling, good jiu-jitsu. I got a bunch of submissions and a bunch of knockouts too. I'm just a finisher. Whatever's right in front of me, it's like bait. Let's just take it real quick.
I respect it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any fear of losing?
Hell yeah.
And how do you deal with it is more of the question.
I think about that video I saw of Mike Tyson where he said fear is like fire. Like you could cook with it or you could burn your house down. So I'm scared as not go in there, but I'm so scared that I'm gonna knock this fool out as fast as possible. I'm gonna choke his ass out before I get hit.
Damn. That's crazy. So who are you fighting next?
I don't know yet. I'm fighting November though. Either Combate or Sparstar. I was trying to fight fucking named Javier Garcia, #1 in California, but he don't want the smoke. I want the fight though. I want to fight that fool.
What promotion is he with or what?
He just fights around.
So then he could fight on Sparstar.
He could if he wanted to. I wanted to fight him this last fight, but he didn't want to fight. He was like, "Oh, win a fight and then we'll see." And then after I won my fight, he's like, "Oh, maybe me next." I already tried to fight you, but I'll still fight him though. I want that fight.
And how does that work? You got to tell Tony, or you have a different agent, or you got to tell the matchmaker? Go.
I think he has a manager. He's fighting somebody in October, I saw. So I don't think he's going to fight me.
Still have to wait until that, yeah.
Yeah, he's not going to fight me in November, I don't think. Unless the guy like pulls out and then he don't have a fight. But other than that, I'm just probably going to have to wait. But I've been trying to fight the #1 guy in California because I want to be #1 in California.
And he's #1 in your weight class, basically.
Yep.
And so, long story short then, how does that work in the event of someone pulls out at the last second? You just got to be in tip-top shape kind of at all times.
Pretty much.
And how does that play out? Like, so I saw you fight, like I said, like 6 days ago. When do you begin training again?
Monday. I took a week off. I've been eating a lot, enjoying my life. That's just hard, man. I hate it. I hate that we got to cut weight and do all that shit.
Explain to me, like, the pitfalls that generally everyone goes through cutting weight.
What do you mean pitfalls?
Like, the hardships that you fools got to go through. Like, do you love pizza and double doubles, or like...
Basically, we can't live like a regular life. Like how everybody else can enjoy the football game. Or, oh, I want to eat wings today. Nope. Or, oh, I want to eat pizza today. Or, let me enjoy this movie with my girlfriend. No, you can't have none of that shit. You can't have none of it. You got to live like a completely different lifestyle than everybody else. And everybody's in front of you, eating, having a beer, enjoying whatever. Life. They can smoke a cigarette if they want to. You can't do nothing. All you get is water and like your healthy ass meals, and you gotta run and do all that shit, and you gotta lose weight. It's terrible.
How does it affect you mentally?
It's just like you don't really get to enjoy yourself.
Let's say you go to your mom's pad with your lady and they're barbecuing, and you're in a week 4 of training, which I'm assuming is like the middle of training. Everyone's grubbing, eating carne asada, chicken, fucking whatever. You're just watching them?
Yeah.
Or can you eat the protein only? Or no, still not even?
Depends on how far you are, how much you weigh, but to be honest, you're not supposed to eat it.
So what the hell do you eat?
You gotta eat your boiled chicken and your boiled eggs.
Boiled?
Yeah.
Not grilled?
No, hell
not
no.
baked?
Nope.
But why boiled?
Because it's healthy.
Healthier than just putting the piece of chicken with salt and pepper on the grill?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
Well, I know you're not a fucking nutritionist.
The oil's not good for you.
What if there's no oil? I'm talking about like on the barbecue pit.
Nah, even that is like kind of bad too.
Damn, that's crazy. We got Ocho in the building. This fool thinks he could fight. Not like you. Sorry. So then what do you eat besides boiled chicken?
Yogurt, like that plain yogurt, eggs, broccoli, bit of fruit. Sometimes you could have a little bit of steak, ground beef.
So you're literally telling me right now you cannot have grilled chicken and vegetables? Like random
I don't know,
vegetables.
babe. Can you have grilled? You can have grilled. You can have grilled.
You can't put a lot of sodium on it.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So low sodium spices then.
Yeah.
Damn, fool. I was like, I'm just gonna ask your girl what she does for your meal preps, and I'm gonna be cool. But then you made me think all she does is boil you chicken. I was like, dog, no.
No.
I tell my wife not to even give that shit to my you know, like don't boil the chicken.
My girl does meal prep. She actually cooks bomb as. I don't know what she makes, but it's bomb.
It works.
Yeah.
So
when I listen to her, it works, but I'm bad.
what's the worst weight cutting scenario you've gone through?
I had to cut like 12 pounds in a night. Sauna, and then a lot of hot baths. And I started dry heaving. I was like, ugh! And I couldn't. There had nothing in me. It was just dry. And my eyes were sunken in. I was like hallucinating.
You made weight?
Yeah, I made weight.
And obviously you're undefeated, so you won.
Yeah, that was when I knocked him out with an elbow.
Oh, that fool.
Yeah.
And you're in a 3-hour time difference.
Yeah.
And you're in the different kind of weather, because that's dry. No, that's humid weather.
Yeah, humid.
Damn. Well, shit.
That was terrible.
What's the worst experience you've had in the fight game thus far?
Worst experience?
Yeah, because I mean, obviously you've never suffered a loss, so we can't talk about you losing.
One time I missed weight by like 4 pounds. And that fool didn't want to fight me. And I was broke for like 2 months because I didn't make no money from my fight.
That's nasty.
I was living off like $2,000 a month, barely getting by.
You were sad as
I was depressed. I lost weight.
You lost weight.
I made weight for the next fight.
How come you didn't how come you couldn't lose those 4 pounds?
That I already lost like 14. I had to lose 4 more. And then my body started cramping up. I had a bad cramp in my stomach. I was stuck like for like 10 minutes like that. And then my legs cramped up too.
Your calf cramps?
My thighs, the back of my thighs.
That's crazy.
So I was stuck like that, like just like sitting there. And then my coach was like, get him some salt.
Damn, fool.
Yeah.
That's pretty intense.
Yeah.
And so they canceled the fight.
They canceled the fight. Well, he still could have took the fight. They were gonna give him 20% of my money.
Yeah, he would have got penalized. And he was just like, nah, I'm not down.
He would have got money, and then I ended up fighting him again. And then this time I made weight, and then I knocked him out. So I was like, you could have just fought me. You would have got more money, and you still would have lost.
Yeah.
But now you got less money, and you still lost. It's dumb.
And what's been your happiest moment thus far in the fight game?
I haven't had it yet.
I ain't mad at that.
But this shit's taking way more than I've gotten from it, straight up. I lost Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's.
The partying part? Because you were there.
No, like, just like Eating.
You're hungry ass food, G.
I'm hungry.
Damn, that's fire. That sounds like some. If I were to say that, I can go in on the fat ass food. That's fire.
I don't know. I'm a fat ass too at heart. I'm the only reason I'm like this because I have to be. If not, I look like Rick Ross. So, I'll be walking around like that.
That's fire. Well, shit. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
World champion with a whole lot of money in a big ass house. About getting ready to retire in like the next 2 years.
I'm gonna need that interview before and after your big title fight.
For sure. I'll be right here.
Hopefully.
Hell
or I'll
yeah.
go to you if I need to. Don't want you to get bombarded by all your fans.
Shit, just wait. Trust me, just wait. I'm gonna take over the
It
whole
was
scene.
lit at the fight. They were definitely going for you.
Hell yeah. I think I sold the most tickets out of everybody. I sold like 200.
That's a lot of fucking human bodies.
Yeah, I need to sell more though. I'm trying to sell like 1,000.
I don't think the Commerce could hold all of your people plus whoever else.
They're gonna have to.
Is there anything else you want to leave the people with before we clock out? Or is there anything you want me to ask you that I haven't asked you?
Anything you want, I want.
Is there anything I haven't asked you yet that you want to talk about?
I want to get sponsored by Shockware. That's what I want.
Haha.
Tell him, up and coming MMA fighter.
He was supposed to go to that fight, and had he seen you win like that, that would probably have been an easy call. But don't trip. The next time I see you, I'll just give you a gang of gear.
Look, three or four more fights. Tell him 3 more fights, 7-0. Then he'll sponsor me. 7-0, right there.
I'm gonna see if I can make that happen for you, pal.
Trust me, I'm the next big thing. Straight up.
Is there anything you want to leave the people with before we clock out?
Follow me on Instagram, Tony Cortez MMA. Stay tuned for all my fights. I bring the show. I talk a lot of shit and I back it up. And if somebody knocks me out, we're just gonna keep fighting. But I ain't never getting knocked out. I'm gonna knock all these fuckers out.
Shout out to the homie Tony Cortez. Make sure you guys follow him. His Instagram is at the beginning and in the description of this video. My name is LA Eyekon. Shout out to all my sponsors, Cookie, Shaka, Vibes, and Royalty Honey. And yeah, with that, a ratos. That's crazy.